What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to talk about Night Terror's Wonder Woman issue number 2. This one is written by Josie Campbell with art by Juan Ferreira, and I think the backup is by Stephanie Williams, and then there's another artist involved. But yeah, so the previous issue, Wonder Woman, that they became trapped in this various labyrinth of nightmares, or if you will, whatever it was called. It was her, Detective Chimp, Constantine, and various members of the Justice League Dark. And they're basically having to come to terms with this whole situation. Everyone's asleep and trying to awake and stop these nightmare realms or whatever monster creatures facing off against insecurities and all that. You kind of get the gist of all these various Night Terror storylines at this point. But yeah, so the art, of course, by Juan Ferreira looks fantastic throughout this entire main Wonder Woman storyline. So we get to see Diana's fears and insecurities, much like the other characters within this event, but all this one feels more closely tied in with the events going on into Night Terrors, because the Trinity was right there kind of when it started. So they were kind of pushed aside, and they have to ultimately overcome this and then ultimately come out stronger to when they face off against Insomnia. So there's some, like I said, some fantastic looking artwork here. I like the issue, how it kind of dives into the fact that Diana is a warrior at heart, and there's kind of always this, with her family and lineage with her dad being Zeus and all that, and hey, there's this dark side within you. I mean, look at your family. You have to kind of they're trying to bring that to the surface, that temptation to kind of give into that side is present within Diana. But of course, Diana, with her heart of gold, if you will, is able to overcome that. And yeah, she does have a little bit of excitement when it comes to battle and all that other stuff. But that's part of it, what makes her human. And of course, she's able to overcome this thing. Like I said, some fantastic looking artwork in here. I mean, just look at this book. It just looks great with each page. Ultimately, it's her, and everything kind of gets away from the situation. They're awake at this point, and they're back to the waking world. Some of the Nightmare Realm creatures did kind of follow them, but ultimately they kind of were able to put a stop to some of them, and they got to head to Gotham to war and end this thing once for all. So that's basically the main storyline in this, which is going to continue in Night Terror's Night's End. So apparently every ongoing plot thread is going to conclude in Night Terror's Night's End. That's going to be a very big overstuffed issue, I'm sure, at this point. But you know what? It'll be the last Night Terror's thing, so I'm most looking forward to that. So that comes out in 2 weeks, I think. So, yeah, looking forward to that thing. But anyways, in the backup storyline written by Stephanie Williamson, we have the artist Megan Hetrick. We see Gaia, who is far removed from her Captain Planet days, I suppose. But yeah, she's just this nightmarish creature, and she's facing off against Nubia. Nubia's fears and insecurities with the whole Well of Souls thing, and she has to ultimately overcome the odds. And then, of course, she wakes up, and it's a very brief, very short story. And it says to be continued in Night Terror. So, yeah, that one was kind of okay. I didn't really feel like we needed the backup with Nubia in this thing, but I'm not currently reading the main Wonder Woman stuff, so I assumed, because she has a larger role in that, that's why it's in here. But, I mean, if you just had the Wonder Woman thing, I think you would have been fine enough, because I actually quite liked, I guess in terms of the Night Terror stuff, I think the Wonder Woman one might have been my favorite, this week, mostly because of, like I said, the artwork is visually really creative to kind of look at, but the backup was just kind of so-and-so, although we get to see this nightmarish version of Gaia. And like I said, every time I think of Gaia, I think back to Captain Planet in that show. There's also a Funny or Die sketch with Don Cheadle as Captain Planet, and you have the guy in that thing, and they're hooking up and all that. But yeah, I'm getting way off track in this thing. So yeah, the Nubia stuff was kind of all right. The Diana stuff I liked a little bit more. And now we're set the stage for the final issue of Night Terror. So, I mean, if you're a Wonder Woman fan, what do you think of this one in particular? Like I said, I actually kind of like this one in regards to Wonder Woman a little bit more than some of the other issues that were tie-ins to Night Terrors. But maybe it's just me, but I think it was a little bit more exciting for me. I don't know. Maybe it's just Diana facing off against various nightmare creatures and all that. Just seeing her badass warrior state just come into play. I don't know. Maybe it just kind of won me over a little bit, or maybe I'm just kind of succumbing to the whole Night Terrors thing, and just finally just accepting it for what it is, and just kind of all right, I'm just gonna try and have fun with these things. I don't exactly know. Or maybe because it is actually tying into the main storyline a little bit more. Yeah, there's no Insomnia in this issue, but we do have the sleepless nights and all that. And it's hey, look, we all got separated. We woke up, we dealt with our shit. Now we're gonna go take care of business. So who knows? But like I said, I like the main storyline. I'm curious to see how Nubia is gonna factor into the main thing, because it feels like she's kind of distant with the whole Night Terrors thing. But hey, it is what it is, I suppose. I mean, at least there's more of a tie-in and like urgency to continue this in the Night Terrors Night's End thing. So I'm actually very intrigued to see how many of these various story threads actually conclude in the next thing. But hey, it is what it is, I suppose. So anyways, that's all I have to say about this one. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all that other fun stuff. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.